Hi, my name is Stephanie Howe, and I use the 5-step coaching model to help my teachers. The first step is to identify and understand a challenge. So I met with a teacher, and we had these Post-it notes written out, and we talked about what challenges do you have in your classroom. Engagement was one, classroom management. Another one was depth of knowledge and the questions that she was asking her students. From there, we then again had Post-it notes and we kind of ranked the order. So we took the Post-its and ranked them in order to decide that depth of knowledge was going to be our focus. The second thing we did was we started to investigate possible strategies. So again, we took those Post-it notes, we had them written out, and then we decided to look and see what strategies could we do. Was it creating a website? Was it observing another teacher? Was it looking on Twitter for different ideas? Was it watching a webinar? And then from there, we decided to select one for her. So we selected a website and we used this website to plan together. And so on this website, it has different DOK levels and it's also aligned with Hattie's strategy. So this teacher, one of the issues that she said was she was asking a lot of recall questions. And what we did is we took those recalls, so it's like she was doing a lot of Quizlet activities. And we looked on Twitter and we found that Amanda had this which one does not belong Google slide that she created. So instead of doing a Quizlet activity, we then took that Google slide and decided how do we extend that knowledge for students? And so we realized that students then were able to collaborate together and use critical thinking to help their vocabulary skills. They were able to have pictures and try to figure out which one did not belong based on that definition or that word that they were trying to get across. And their level of knowledge and vocabulary really helped. We also did relationships. So we had a Google form and the kids, at the beginning of the year would fill that out and that's about it. We moved that and we talked with Kevin Butler on Instagram and he does these meetings with his students and we took it and we did it like a talk show. So me and the teacher collaborated and we created these together. And so that kind of leads me into the next stage, which is then implementing a strategy and making improvements. So we would meet, we would create these forms, we would collaborate on what do these activities look like at the different levels, since that's where she was really struggling with. And how do we use technology more effectively? How do we ask these higher level questions? How do we get students collaborating more and her lessons more engaging? And from there, after we met to plan and discuss all these different ideas, we then co-taught together. So I would go in her classroom once a week and she has 3 classes, so it worked perfectly. I would teach the lesson, she would observe. We would co-teach the next lesson, and then the final lesson she would teach that final class. And then I would provide feedback, and we would debrief after every single day. And then we would have another meeting to talk over, okay, what do we need to do to improve next week's lesson? And we did a lot of choice boards for students. Students could pick, what kind of areas they wanted to focus on. And it was very beneficial for both of us. And then after that, again, we would reflect on what went well, what didn't go well, and what is our new outcomes or what do we need to do? So based on that, we then decided that other teachers wanted to use these resources as well. So we're creating now a resource bank of different strategies for teachers to use or different lessons that they've created. And it's going to go to Data Studio, and teachers can quickly search by standard on what activities they might want to use in their classroom to quickly learn, because teachers were realizing they don't have a whole lot of time to do this.